Wondering why hasn't she responded to my text message? Well, you're in luck because that's what we're going to talk about today. What's up, guys? I'm Emily, head coach and co-founder at emlovz.com, and a lot of my students want to know why a woman is not responding. First things first, if this is the first time you've sent her a text message and she hasn't responded, and it's like 2 minutes after you sent the text message, pump your brakes because chances are she's busy, she's doing something else, she doesn't have time. So you don't want to get overwhelmed too quickly. If you find yourself getting really anxious really quickly, I want you to take an attachment style quiz online. Find out what your attachment style is. And if it is anything other than secure, you want to pick up the book Attached, The Science of Adult Attachment by Amir Levine. Okay, learning about attachment style is really important. If you get bajiggity because she hasn't responded to you in 2 seconds, then it's more on you than it is on her, and you don't want to get bajiggity because that's just going to mess it all up anyway. Number 2, have you been persistent, right? Sometimes we get a text message and we're just right in the middle of something and we can't respond right then, and then we forget that we got the text message. We thought we responded. It just completely slipped our mind. And if the man is not persistent enough, he doesn't follow up, then chances are that lead is going to flop. He's going to think that he's not that the girl's not interested, but really she just was like right in the middle of something when the text came through, or something happened where, she thought she sent the text, it didn't go through, right? Maybe she was in a low cell reception area. There's a million things that could happen. So don't let a one-off situation cancel your opportunity with this person. Now, when you really want to know, or when you could really tell that it may not be a fit with that person, is when you've been persistent, when you've tried at least 3 times texting her, your messages end with a question. You're not just making blatant statements, because then she doesn't know how to respond anyway. But if she then, if it always takes her a really long time to respond, it's been like 3 times that you've done this, or you've invited her on a date 3 times and she always flakes or has something that, she just can't make it happen. She doesn't actually try to suggest an alternative option. And she's just like taking a really long time to respond. She's probably not interested, but I want you to keep this in mind. Sometimes people aren't interested not because of anything we have done, okay? It's just that they are not in the right season of their life. They have too much going on. They're not really open to date. They're not looking for anyone new in their life, or even just there's just not the compatibility. They just are not feeling resonance with you, and that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. The woman of your dreams, guys, is going to make an effort for you. I want you to stop yourself. When you're feeling anxious and you're like, oh, there's something wrong with me. She didn't text me back. She always takes so long to respond. I must not be good enough. Cancel that thought. That is not true. She may just not be feeling resonance with you. There may be something that needs to be optimized in your dating process. That's something that I can help with. Check out my website at emlovz.com. You can learn about my coaching program, or watch my masterclass below this video. But ultimately, we will always come into contact with people who don't really want to pursue a relationship with us, even though we want to, right? And what I want you to think about is, with my ideal girlfriend, is this what I'm going to get back? Or why would I want to be with somebody who didn't want to be with me? Why would I want to chase somebody who doesn't give me anything back? Why would I want a relationship with somebody who doesn't give as much as they receive, right? It's all a red flag. In fact, what it mostly is a red flag for is your own attachment style. If you don't know about attachment styles are the way that we attach and connect to others. And it often comes from childhood. So our relationship with our primary caregivers may have led us to have an insecure attachment where we maybe are avoidant, or we're anxious in relationships. So if we're avoidant, we kind of avoid getting close to each other, close to other people. And if we're anxious, we get a little clingy, a little needy, a little desperate, and we try to make things happen a little quicker than the natural timeline would progress. So let's just take anxious attachment as an example in this scenario. Let's say you have an anxious attachment style and you have been texting this person and they've kind of been blowing you off, and you keep chasing and you keep chasing and keep chasing. Chances are you are in an anxious, avoidant trap. You are running after people who are unobtainable, who are emotionally unavailable. And this is going to drive you flipping crazy, because you're going to feel like there's something wrong with you. And really, it's just you're attracted to people you can't have. You're attracted to people who you have to chase. And this causes a lot of problems. A lot of times this happens because of our relationship with our parents. Yeah. So like, for instance, my mom was really, really avoidant. I have a tendency to be avoidant myself. When somebody gets really close to me, I let them chase me. And sometimes I don't give as much back to the relationship as they're giving me. And then I find myself sometimes chasing after the people that I can't have. It's actually another component of avoidance, in some aspects, or it's also like an anxious attachment style, which are two sides of the same coin of an insecure attachment. So pay attention to, like, am I always trying to go after people that I can't have? And are there people in my life that want to be around me, that want my attention? And for some reason, when somebody wants my attention, I immediately flag them as like, I'm not interested in them. If that's happening to you, I can relate with you, and so can 50% of the population, because 1 in 2 people have an insecure attachment style. It is so common, but you can change it through awareness and just practicing making different choices. So if you're chasing a girl and you're like, man, she's not responding to me, why isn't she responding to me? You're on this video, you're like, what's wrong with me? Please tell me what's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with you. Your attachment style has led you into an anxious avoidant trap, and you can change this simply by first recognizing, I'm going after people who blow me off, and that's never going to make me happy, because my ideal girlfriend is a person who gives as much as I give to the relationship. And so that means I need to start paying attention to the people in my life who are giving to me and give back to them, right? I need to turn around, do an about face, and say, oh, yeah, let's hang out. And this shows up in every kind of relationship you can think of. It's romantic, it's platonic, it's workplace, it's family members. So you might even notice in your family, are there family members that you have that every time you try to get close to them, they like push you away, or they're really hard to get to know, or whatever, they criticize you? That's just another example. And right, we build our idea of relationships from what we see around us. So if what we see around us is unhealthy, which is 50% of the population, we're going to develop these unhealthy patterns, and we're going to start trying to text message people who don't give a crap about us a million times, right? So if you want to break this cycle, I really encourage you to mega date, which is the process of dating multiple people at the same time. Because if you hyper focus on one person and it's not working out with that person because you're chasing this person you can't have, you are just going to start feeling so crappy about yourself that you're going to want to give up altogether on dating. Like, forget it. It always happens to me like this. Girls suck. Women are horrible. I'm going to go be a red pillar, whatever. But if you mega date and you're able to compare and contrast, you might see that, oh man, I'm really interested in Chelsea, but Chelsea never gets back to me. She never responds to my text message. She makes it so hard to schedule with her. But Analia, it's so easy with her. Like, she reciprocates. If she can't make a date, she'll offer an alternative. And when you're able to compare and contrast, it helps you to release that anxious attachment and come into a place of more secure attachment. If you want to learn how to mega date, this is exactly what I teach in my program. You can learn more about it in my free masterclass below this video, or on my website at emlovz.com. Would love to help you bring yourself into a more secure attachment and stop worrying, stop Googling, why is she not responding to me, when really she's just not the right one for you. And the right one is out there, and we can find her, and I can help you do that. Cool? If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. This is such a common theme, you guys. In this day and age, people be ghosting all the time. You are not alone. This is normal, but you can fix it. So you stop chasing women you can't have ever, and you start going after women who are amazing, that you can have, that give back to you as much as you give to them. I want that for you. So if you want to learn more about this, like I said before, check out my free masterclass below, or go to my website at emlovz.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.